What's up, guys? It is Brandon from the Two Piece Mandem, and welcome back to another video. I have not done a video like this in a while. Welcome to Brand's News. And you're probably wondering, what the frick is that? Brand's News is pretty much football transfer news. So it's basically everything that's been happening during the whole, football thing. After all the Euros, since we lost that in penalties, unfortunately. You can watch my video from yesterday when I uploaded that. But this is all the football transfers that's been happening. It's all the moves that's been happening. And I'm also going to mention a preseason game as well that also happened, and it was a bad result for them. But you'll find out in the end. So we're going to go out with the first transfer. Since I'm a Chelsea fan, unfortunately I'm not wearing this shirt now. It's upstairs. I just can't bother to get it. But I'm pretty much going to tell you about our situation. And it's quite obvious. I think most people know our situation is, and we're looking for a striker. We're looking for a striker that can actually score goals. We're looking for a striker that can score a minimum 20 goals a season. Because Timo Werner clearly couldn't do it. Alright? His link-up play is good. His runs that he makes are good sometimes, not all the time, because most of the time he's offside. But he just can't finish, and it's sad to say. He just cannot finish. We signed him because he has pace and we thought he could finish. He was playing well for the start of the season, then after that he just collapsed. He just freaking deteriorated and he just became rubbish. And yeah, he won a Champions League, and I understand he's run, gave Havertz the space for Havertz to score, but we brought him to score goals and he has not delivered. And the reason why we did not win the Premier League is essentially because we did not have a striker that could score goals. If we put away even half of the chances, that he had in the Premier League, we would be title contenders with Manchester City. But unfortunately, we weren't because he missed pretty much 70 to 75% of them. So yeah. So in this case, we're going for Haaland. Now I think we were bidding for him. We were interested in Haaland pretty much, I think, before the Euros. But unfortunately, Borussia Dortmund, they're keen to keep Haaland as Chelsea are hunting for a striker. And you know what? I'm not even surprised, because this geezer scored 41 goals in 41 games last season. And the thing is, they sold Jadon Sancho to Manchester United, and I think they wanted to keep him, but Sancho wanted to leave. So there you go. And Man United were interested in Jadon Sancho for a long time, so it was bound to happen. But now, it's like they're not going to get rid of Haaland because it's like they think that they're going to get rid of their two most key players and then they're going to do crap for next season. Like, no. And we're just not going to get Haaland unless we make another massive financial bid, which they will probably turn down. And my thoughts are either Lukaku, Danny Ings, or Kane. We're not going to get Kane. So it's pretty much Lukaku or Danny Ings. Reason why I say Lukaku used to play for us. Obviously, Mourinho got rid of him. I didn't actually want him to go. I actually thought he was a good player. He was actually quite similar. He kind of reminded me of a little bit of a Didier Drogba, in all honesty. But you see how well he's doing in the Serie A. You see how well he's playing under Inter Milan. He banged in loads of goals. He even played well in the Euros. He got a team of the tournament came out and he was up front. So you can see how well he played for Belgium. He banged in goals, and we need a striker that can bang in goals. And I say we either make a bid for him, and if that gets turned down, we make a bid for Danny Ings, because I heard in the transfer news that he rejected an extension on his contract at Southampton. So it would be stupid for Chelsea not to see that and say, you know what, we should make a bid for Danny Ings. And we don't even have to pay freaking 50 million for him. We could pay probably about maybe 25 million, and he'll accept it. Because it's like, Danny Ings can score goals. Like, he's quite old, but he can finish. And we've seen him finish for Southampton. Half of the goals for Southampton came from him. You can see when Danny Ings was injured, Southampton was struggling for goals. Like, Jay Adams couldn't do it. As soon as Danny Ings came back in, they started to score goals and win more games. So it's quite obvious that we should really make a bid for, Danny Ings, in case the Lukaku bid, in case the Lukaku bid gets turned down. But like I'm saying, these are players that we need to go for. The Haaland one, like I said, I don't see them selling Haaland to us. We really do need a striker because this transfer window is going to close soon, and I don't know when it's going to close. It's just I don't know it's closing soon, so we need to freaking fix up, or we're going to get rossed. It's simple as that. These teams are getting bigger now. These teams are starting to step up. I mean, Liverpool signed a freaking defender. United signed Sancho. Even Arsenal are signing players. Like, it's mad. It's just freaking mad. We need to get a world-class striker in ASAP. We need one as quick as possible. Then I know we can at least challenge Manchester City for the title. Don't get me wrong. I want to win Champions League again, but I want the Premier League as well. I want the double. I want the quadruple, blood. Listen, they're talking about quadruples and everything like that. I want the freaking quadruple. Why can't we win the quadruple? Let's not sell for less, lads. Come on, let's get this striker, man. Come on. Anyway, Olivier Giroud leaves Chelsea and goes to AC Milan for an undisclosed fee. I think the fee was 3.5 million, 3.6 million. I think that's how much we sold him for. But farewell to Olivier Giroud. I'm gonna clap you because you've been freaking brilliant. You've been brilliant for us for the for the time you were there. You were brilliant for a whole 3 years. All right, you won a Champions League, you won a Europa League Cup, and you won an FA Cup. I don't care. Listen, Olivier Giroud, he's one of the best players in the world. I don't care what anyone says. Listen, right, he is so underrated. It is a joke. The link-up play he has with the players, the goals he assists, and the goals that he scores as well. So underrated. It is a joke. He's so underrated, and this is what I don't understand when people don't rate Giroud. Like, even players around him love playing against him. It's like you could play 1-2s off him. You can hold a defender off to push your players up the pitch, to relieve that pressure. You can put the ball in the air. You can header. Like, it's like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's so underrated, and I wish we kept him. I didn't really even want him to go, to be honest. But it's just one of those ones. Yeah, like, I'm kind of gutted that he's kind of gone. I didn't really want him to go. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's kind of a shame, really. I know we're destined for that new striker to get us that 20-goal striker, but bloody heck, he was a player, man. He's got us through that Champions League as well. Remember the goals that he scored against Atletico Madrid as well, man. That goal, that overhead kick, man. It's class, man. It's class. But good luck to you, Olivier Giroud. Thank you for everything you've done at Chelsea. You've been remarkable, and I hope you do well at AC Milan. All right. Fair respect to you, fair dues. You've been amazing. Now, we're going to go to Manchester United route now. Paul Pogba, the man that banged it in top bins against Switzerland or Denmark. I think it was Denmark. Do you know what? I don't even know. But he banged it in top bins. So pretty much, PSG are saying that they could get a deal done for him and pay for his wages. However, Paul Pogba is not keen on joining PSG, which it's fair enough. And Manchester United are letting it happen anyway, because according to a source, United are making efforts to retain his services for the rest of his career. So essentially, what they're saying is, for Manchester United to potentially win trophies, they must keep Paul Pogba, essentially. And it makes freaking sense, because on his days class, they need to get the Paul Pogba that plays for France, they need to get that version out of him and into the Manchester United, into the Manchester United game. That's the Paul Pogba that Manchester United fans want, and that's what probably gets them angry. That's what actually annoys them, because he plays so well for France, but then for Manchester United, he didn't play like that in a Europa League final. And then I'm judging that down to the players that I played around him. It's as simple as that. Manchester United with Edison Cavani, Bruno Fernandes, Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford. Like, it's mad. And now they're in talks with Rafael Varane. Like, it's going to be mad. So it's basically going to be Luke Shaw, Rafael Varane, Harry Maguire, Wan-Bissaka at right back. It's going to be a 4-2-3-1. You're going to get McTominay, Pogba, left wing, Rashford, at cam, Bruno Fernandes, right wing, Jadon Sancho, and up top, Edison Cavani. That is deadly. If Manchester United don't at least become title contenders, then they're flops. I don't. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to go. I don't care. He's had too many chances at Manchester United. Yeah, Europa League. You should have won that, and you didn't win that. So that's just a disgrace. You should have won that in the first place. Let's be real. You know, semi-finals you're losing. Then when you get to a final, you don't win, and that's what Manchester United are lacking. They're lacking the winners mentality, and they just didn't have that. So yeah, it's just one of those ones. But they're going to be in the Champions League next season, so let's just see how they do. Let's see how they go. Minimum for Manchester United, probably semi-finals. They should at least get to the semi-finals. If they don't get to the semi-finals, then it's just another L for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. There's no excuses for Manchester United not to win a trophy this season. With the calibre of players that you freaking have and the signing that you've bought, you've just signed Jadon Sancho, and now you're going to sign Rafael Varane. And I heard that you're linked up with Declan Rice as well. There's no freaking way, in God's grace, that you should not win a title. You should win a freaking title, at least a trophy. I don't care what it is. You should win something. If you don't win anything, then it's been the biggest flop. The biggest flop this season. Manchester United will be the biggest flop this season if they don't win any trophies. I don't care. I'm calling it. I'm freaking calling it. Simple as that. You have to win something with that team. Minimum. You have to. There's no way you can't win at least a title with that squad. Now, lastly, we're going to talk about Arsenal. Before I even get into the Arsenal preseason game, their second preseason game with Rangers, I'm just going to talk about the signings that they signed. They signed a new left back, and if you don't know his name, then look on the channel. We made a video towards that. And they signed a defender from Brighton for 50 million, which is Ben White. You know what's funny about it? It's just that Arsenal Football Club are spending 50 million on Ben White. They're spending 50 million on a Brighton centre back. Like, that's how crazy the transfer window was these days. Back in the day, listen, I still remember when Chelsea spent 50 million for Fernando Torres when he was at Liverpool. 50 mil for Fernando Torres. Now these days, because money is that important in the transfer window these days now, you're having to spend 50 million for a defender that plays for Brighton. Do you know how crazy that is? That is crazy. So after a decade of that, 50 million is like meh. 50 million is like meh for a centre-back at Brighton. You think Ben White's worth 50 mil? My arse. If we're being realistic, he's probably worth about, 8 mil? But these days now, any dead players that you get, even Christian Benteke, he's probably worth about, 30 mil? He probably ain't even worth that. He's probably worth about 2 mil if I'm honest. If I'm being real. But yo, like the way, it's just crazy. Football's just gone mad. The transfer window's gone mad. The money is just expanded into some next level. It's some next level transfers. I mean, PSG spending over 200 mil for Neymar. Like, what the fuck? How is any player worth 200 mil? That is just a joke. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just mad. Don't get me wrong, Neymar's world class, but he's not worth 200 mil. Are you serious? You're worth 200 million? Nah, man. Anyway, the Arsenal vs Rangers game. The game finished 2-2. I watched the first half and a bit of the second half, and I got bored. It was the most boring game of football I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, Arsenal were actually playing some decent football, don't get me wrong. They were actually having chances. Rangers had a few chances, but then, that's what annoyed me. Arsenal conceding a goal from a set piece. Now, this is the thing. Arsenal concede a lot of set pieces. They've conceded a lot from set pieces. They did last season as well. And to concede from a set piece again, I know it's pre-season and I know it doesn't matter, but to concede from another set piece again, it's just like, what the hell? Like, you get what I'm saying? It's like, don't get me wrong, I love taking the piss out of Arsenal, right? It makes me laugh. It brings a smile on my face. Do not get me wrong with that. But it's just like, it's just the same mistakes. It's just basic defending. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, if you're letting that in, then it's like, what the hell? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't be conceding a goal like that. Yeah, like I was saying for the Arsenal game, I'm just like, damn man, like, pardon me. Fair enough. The left back got the ball and scored. Fair play to him for winning that ball back. Even though I believe he touched it with his arm, but obviously VAR's not there. So, you know, but regards to him, fair play for him to getting the ball back and making it 1-1. Second goal Arsenal conceded, didn't see that. But I didn't see the Nketiah goal. And I'm thinking to myself, that chance was 10 times, difficult than the chance you had against Hibernian. So it's like, you miss a 1-on-1, but you score a goal from that angle with your left foot. It's just mad. It's just crazy. But the game finished 2-2, and I just think to myself, Jesus, this Arsenal team, even when they brought on Lacazette, they obviously changed the players. Kolasinac, I don't know how the skis are still playing. I don't know how Willian is still playing. My man's come back fat. And Bellerin, who actually wants to move to Inter Milan, and he's still getting games. So I don't know why you're playing these guys. Bellerin wants to leave. So you're basically training him up for the next club that he goes to, which just baffles me. Like, I'm just so confused by that. It just doesn't make any sense. And it's just like, yo, this Arsenal team, man, like, I know during the Invincibles, I think they had, a draw and 2 losses, and they became invincible, but like, yo, this seems trash. Like, they didn't even play that bad, to be fair. You were getting chances and everything like that. Like, you're working the keeper, but it's like, you're not finishing them. Like, when Aubameyang had that chance and he scattered over the bar, you would expect him to finish that. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. Like, Arsenal, Arsenal, just Arsenal, man. Like, I don't understand. Realistically, hopefully, I'm guessing that you do better because you have 1 game a week and you're not in Europe. But if you're missing chances like that and you're drawing against Rangers, don't get me wrong, fair enough, they went the whole league unbeaten in the Scottish Premiership. But let's be honest, there's only 2 main teams in there, and it's Rangers and Celtic. They're literally the best teams in the Scottish League. All the other teams are pretty much dog shit, so no one really cares about them. But even, like, to beat Rangers, like, minimum you should beat them. Even the Hibernian team, you didn't even beat. And I'm just like, it just doesn't make any sense. And their next preseason game is against us, is against Chelsea. And now, I won't be surprised if they freaking win that. I won't be freaking surprised. I genuinely won't be surprised. I'll be pissed. Realistically, we should win that because we won our game against Bury at our training ground. We bagged in 6 goals. We should be the ones with confidence going into that game against Arsenal. But I can see the bullshit from a mile away. And we're probably going to lose it by a freaking deflection and they're just going to close up shop. But I can see it. But it is what it is, isn't it? If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like. Don't forget to click the subscribe button as well. There's going to be more brands news coming out as well before the season. I'll see how much transfer news I can get because there's literally news coming out from like 50,000 different sources. I have to see which ones are real and which ones are actually fake. So it's going to take a lot of research. So I'll see you guys in a bit. And peace.